Good morning, guys. Welcome to the pre-market video for equity, guys. Today is Wednesday, the 16th of July. My name is Chirag. I am NISM certified technical analyst. And let's go over the view for today. At yesterday's data, Nifty 50, Bank Nifty, and Sensex had actually closed all positive, so showing signs of bullishness in the market. So let's move on to today's data. Today, Nifty futures is trading at an 87 points premium, and Bank Nifty futures is trading at 243 points premium. Both of them showing extreme bullishness in the data. India VIX is down 4.17 points and percent, sorry, and because of that, we can see extreme bullishness in the data there too. Crude oil has actually fallen to 5,713 levels, which is bullish because as crude oil falls, the Indian markets tend to go up. Now, coming to GIFT Nifty, there is almost a 110 point gap down in GIFT Nifty here, which is a little bit of negative sentiment for GIFT Nifty there, but that is perfectly fine. Let's look at the other points of the data. We see Nifty Bs and Bank Bs also closing positive yesterday, with gold and silver Bs actually closing negative. So looking at the sectoral indices, we see buying in all the indices except for utilities, but that should not be a problem, which is extreme bullish in nature. NSE, the advanced decline ratio, we see that there is 1967 advances and only 963 declines, which is again bullish in nature. Moving on to the FII DII data, we see that FIIs in the cash market are purchasing 120 crores and DIIs are purchasing 1,555 crores. And in the F&O segment, the stock futures, the index futures is being purchased at is being sold at 153 crores, and the stock futures are being bought at 117 crores. So overall net positive data for the FIDI data, and it is bullish in nature. Moving on to advanced decline ratio, we see that Nifty is at a 35 advances and 15 declines, whereas Bank Nifty is at 9 advances and 3 declines. And moving on to the sectoral data here, we see that there are more positive sectors that are being shown here, with finance and automobile being the bigger sectors being in positive here, right? Moving on to the option chain. The option chain here, we can see that there is a lot of buying in the money calls, which is on the left hand shaded region. Out of the money calls is seeing a little bit of selling, whereas puts are seeing a lot of selling, which we can see that the 5,100 to 150 levels there is seeing a good amount of buying in the puts here. So we can see those are the good amount of supports to be looking at for the day. Looking at the global indices, we see that Dow Jones is closed almost 1% lower, with S&P 500 closing 0.5%, but Nasdaq is closed on the positive of 0.18%. So overall, the data is bearish in the global market here. In the European side, you can see that DAX is closing 0.42% lower, FTSE almost 0.5% lower, and CAC almost 0.5% lower, which is again bearish on the front, on the European front there. Nikkei is on the lower side here with 0.11% being lower. Kospi is also on the negative side, with Hang Seng being the only market that is somewhat on the positive side with 0.8%. Again, a little bit of bearish data in the Asian front too. Looking at the ADRs, we see big buying in Infosys and Wipro, and and a lot of buying in also Make My Trip here. So we can overall say that it is positive here, positive data for the US ADRs, which is bullish for the Indian markets. Looking at stock futures, especially the US stock futures, we can see that all of them have closed in the ranges of 0.1 to 0.2% negative, which is again on the bearish side, but again not too down, but still not extremely good data there. Okay, finally moving back to the option chain for Nifty 50, we can see that the PCI levels are at 0.76, and we can see in Bank Nifty the PCI levels at 0.84, which are closer to the oversold levels in the market. So now when we are coming to the day view here, we see that the S1 and R1 levels are very important for today. So 25 to 45 levels and 25 100 levels are kind of important for S1 and R1. There could be a gap down, and from the gap down we can possibly see a V-shaped recovery, but overall there should be a buy on dip market. Thank you guys for tuning in for the video. Please make sure you guys like and subscribe if you like the content overall, and make sure you turn on the push notifications so you get the video every time we upload it. Thank you very much.